Well, once again, off early enough to log into EVE Online and get my amazing rewards, my login rewards for all of the wild and crazy action going on. I still, my characters still can't fly ships dope enough, and I never have the money for all the super cool battle cruisers that everybody requires to do all the big adventures on EVE Online right now. I am one of those characters who does not fly the dank battle cruisers. So I'm flying all these Tech 1 cruisers that I make, and only now starting to understand the glorious power of meta modules, where all of a sudden you have 20k more range and you're like, oh, yes, that would be an upgrade. So, the true power of MGTOW. This hit me, and it was a tragic feeling. That, because Aaron Clary's the one who, when he said this, it was one of those things that I thought about, and I was like, youch, that's rough, bro. But he was so correct. A lot of liberal women, especially, this is sad for especially young liberal women, a lot of them, I think a lot of liberal women have to hear this and accept it and understand, no matter what they are ever told, this will be true. Because I've gotten to see men go from ultra simp tardedness of the 90s and 2000s to the MGTOW MRA revolution. You will die. You will die. You will die without having a romantic experience. You will never be worthy of love. You should hear those words. You should accept it. You should cry. You should cry because you're mean. You're unlikable. You were poorly socialized. You listen to women about romantic advice rather than taking seriously that men are not lying to you. You know, men want to have sex with you. Why? No, you're just not getting it. No, men are telling you the truth most of the time. You like liars. You like men who will fuck you and leave. You like that kind of thing. Or you're poorly socialized, so you don't know how to meet a man who can provide romantic love. Romantic love being unique, really, to the Christian world as we understand it now. Romantic love now. And really that we see that when we look over other cultures, especially lower, more savage cultures that have recently come out of savagery, we see that romantic love was not normal. The idea of, I need to get my nut on, and my family will be greatly honored by having children. That's what quote unquote love is. That's what coupling with in most of the world, and up until basically about 100 years ago. And only now people are starting to firmly understand the idea of that, no, there is something that is romantic love, and that the beauty of romantic love is that it is substantially different, more healthy. It provides the long-term benefits. It provides long-term benefits. I love Halloween. God dang it. Look at that ass. It's just plain out ass hanging out. This is great. But that you are undeserving of love to a great extent. That men want to be romantically in love with you. They want somebody who they could say, I love this one woman so much, I stayed with her all my life. And then when we died, before we died, we would talk about all the things that we had experienced together. That's the big thing, the experiences. Once you're past 40, nobody's going to want to feed your old ugly ass soup. Men know they're old and ugly after a certain age. Men have to presume we're probably not quite a catch because of the way we're almost constantly treated. You know, nobody wants to see men out in an outfit like that I just saw. And so it just really has to be understood. No, no, no. If you think of it in those terms, you are unworthy of love. You might actually start to correct your head right. You might start to get your shit together enough that you will, god damn, that you'll start to figure out, like, oh, you know, that's really going to happen. You know, dogs and cats cannot talk about that time you had that wonderful weekend, that wonderful place you used to live together, that restaurant that, you know, when you used to visit there, and that was that wonderful person who served at the restaurant that you both liked talking to, things like that. You won't have that. You will not have that. And I mean, that I see now all the time, these videos from TikTok, that all these people like Replicant Fish and all them will play, that, I mean, I don't understand how women, sometimes this good looking, are like, they're like, oh, I'm so, you know, and I'm the table. Then there's these women who are sassy that I'm like, oh, you are just so not even close to cute. You can't be that sassy. You're just not even that close to being cute. And then there's the thing of, has it occurred to you how men, damn it. Men have pretty complex interests. I mean, like, even when people joke about, say, the sports ball. Yeah, but I mean, have you ever had somebody, like, explain football's terminology? Like, they just start going into it and, like, you aren't aware. Like, you didn't know. That's not simple shit. That's not some simpleton shit. No, when men are into MMA and they're talking about how this person thwarted this move by doing this and that and this, these aren't minor. This isn't stupid. You know, this isn't for stupid people. Paying attention to, like, relatively untalented songbirds of the present generation, that's pretty passive. That requires being kind of stupid. Worshipping a lot of worshiping actors and actresses really requires being kind of dull, being a bit dull-witted, and a lot of you just don't get that you've really been so poorly socialized that the contempt that you have for men, that you don't really get. Like, men really look forward to this idea of finding a woman who they will be true to forever, like that they will have a companion. That's the big one, that they will have a companion, that this woman is like a friend and more. And the fact that this is so, like, oh my god, men are like this and men are like that and all of these fucking men, and then getting cruel and sassy about it, then after a while it's kind of like, yeah, a lot of you, Aaron Clary's right, a lot of you don't deserve somebody to die beside you. You really should die alone. Like, you're really bad. You're a really bad person. And that's really starting, I think, to hit a lot of men now. You know, now that we have this splitting of society where you have, like, fundamentally the liberals or the female vote all siding with people like Antifa and these violent people who just, oh, but the violent black people, they just don't, why would you stop them from doing things? Why would you stop them from stealing? Why would you stop them from doing all this? And it's like, because there's standards. What's wrong with you? And so now it's like really this thing of, no, that is the issue, isn't it? It's millions and millions and millions of these women in a generation that they don't deserve romantic love. They deserve savage love. Just like that gay guy's column. No, you deserve to get boned down throughout your 20s and then in your 30s get forgotten. A lot of you deserve that. And you should really think about that. You should really think, am I really somebody who, if a man were to go through a checklist of, here, you know, shit is hitting the fan, who, if you knew the world was ending, would you want to be around you? A lot of women should really consider that. If the world is ending, should a man be around you? Is that going to be worth his time, worth his energy? Is it, like, are you the last face any man would want to see? Even your own dad, your own siblings, were like, are you the last face in the world that a man wants to see? I can think of times in my life where there was women who I was like, yeah, I could see getting old with you. You're really, you're pretty fun to be around. I like this. Now I think about it and I'm like, man, did I dodge? Wow, I really matrixed that one. I dodged the fuck out of that one. I dodged the fuck out of that bullet. Yeah, I just, I look at this. This is really something that I'm a sucker for the dames. I'm a sucker for romantic love. I love that idea. I love being in love. But I just think about it now and I'm like, yeah, that was pretty juvenile. Pretty inexperienced and lame and juvenile, that you really did not really get what it really takes to keep, to make it happen, to make it work. But then also I didn't see a happy marriage, as my father said. I wish you could have seen a happy marriage. And yeah, I just think about that every so often. You know, just unworthy of love. You know, you will not be in any way the type of woman who some man would want to live with and then die with, and proudly think, I lived and died with her. Because he would have wasted his life.